for the pledge. You ready there, David? Okay,
Pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item of the minutes for the meeting of December 17th. And a motion?
So moved. Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner
Aye.
Spillier? And Commissioner Smitty?
Aye. Next item, resolution 13217, itemize the financials. Heidi?
Hopefully this will be one of the last ones of the year, but we have an appropriation transfer for the auditor's office for purchase of office equipment for the restructuring of the map room. Contract increase for the State Board of Building Standards remittance for the building department, and voucher payments for the auditor's office, county home, and the Department of Water Resources.
And this REAF fund, what is that?
It's a real estate assessment fund.
Okay.
It's under control of the auditors.
Okay.
All right, so moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier? Commissioner Smitty?
Aye, motion stands approved. Thank you. The county treasurer is requesting the board accept the monthly statement of the county finance for the treasurer. And the next one is isn't that the same thing?
One for September, one for October.
Oh, September
Oh,
and,
yeah.
okay, for September and October 2013, according to the ORC 31915. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And Commissioner Smitty?
Aye, motion's approved. Next is the county auditor and his monthly statement of county finances for the month, by the county treasurer by the month of September 2013 and the month of 2013, October 2013, ORC 31915. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Smitty?
Aye, both motions approved. Department of Aging is just okay. She's here. Hello there.
Good morning, how are you?
All right. Tell us about this.
Okay, we're asking you to approve and execute the contract with the Western Reserve Area on Aging for services grant for transportation, January 1st through the 14th through December 31st in 2014, for the amount of $263,874.93. This is the second year of the grant with Western Reserve. Last year we received funding. There was a 2-year grant that we entered into August 7th, 2012. So this is for the second year funding.
Okay. Are there any questions from the board?
No, is she reading it or am I just moving?
No, she's gonna move.
Yeah, okay.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the grant application documents for the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging for Older Americans Act Senior Community Services funding for transportation services for the period January 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2014 in the amount of $263,874.93.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Smitty?
Aye, motion stands approved. And the next item,
Yes, Sherry Davis, she is out on FMLA. She has utilized her sick and vacation time. She's requesting unpaid leave December 13th until she returns on December 30th.
could you read that, please?
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve an unpaid Family Leave Act, FMLA, leave for Sherry Davis for the period December 13th, 2013 through December 30th, 2013.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Smitty?
Aye, motion approved. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
everybody.
County engineer, do we have
Yes.
Joe? We do.
Is she on the She is?
Hi, Joe.
A few things here, huh, Joe?
Yeah, we got, you guys have already done some convenience and necessity for us for next year's project, but this will end out the balance. And there's a couple on here that are gonna take some time to get environmental too, so a couple of these jobs are actually on 2015 list for us, but we need the convenience and necessity signed technically before we move forward with planning and designing them and so forth. What I did is, my people got together for you some, next year's improvement projects, and like I said, this is more, for use for the whole year. Some of these projects, there's a copy for each, and I think an extra one for Dave. Some of the projects on this list for you today, this on community necessity, are not on this because we don't plan on constructing them next year. This is just kind of for your benefit, this map. There should have been, here, take my data. I got a
So all the little squares and.
Yeah, and you'll notice, and we can run down the list here as we work through it and
Okay.
I'll identify them. First one on the list here is just the pavement marking, so that's not on the map. We roughly do half our roads every year, restripe them and so forth to keep them up to standard. That's just kind of something, maintenance really, to be honest with you. That's the first project on there. The second one is Geauga Street. If you look down there in Troy, you'll see it's County Highway 46.
Oh, yeah.
Notice that, so we're going there from 422 on up to Patch. And that's just a resurfacing job, traffic to be maintained, it won't be closed.
That'll be a quick one.
Yeah, it shouldn't be bad at all. And then the next one is the intersection of Munn and Taylor, Maine. That would be in Auburn Township. You see a little green section there on the road.
Oh, yeah.
There's a site distance issue there. It meets the minimums required by ODOT's L&D. However, there tends to be, the speeds down there tend to be higher than posted speeds, so it does create some issues at times. We've had the township request us, even some projects that Kenston School does a neat government program they do, and their students have to find a issue in the community and try to resolve it. And that's even one that they've come to us a couple times about. And the reality is, you know, while it met minimum standards, there still tends to be a problem there. The accident rate's not really high there, but when there is an accident, it's very severe. So what we're doing is we're gonna cut part of the hill and work out the site distance to, you know, gain way beyond minimum standards. If you're familiar with that, and I'd suggest you pull over on Taylor May and look up across Munn, and you can see pretty good, but if they're doing 65 or something, you might have a problem.
Yep.
There's a lot of trucks down there.
Is that the rise south of town?
Yes, it's
There's
south.
a couple buildings
Yes.
close to the road there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and we will end up being out of the right of way on this, and we've had preliminary talks with the property owners, and they are extremely happy we're doing it and very cooperative, so this project should go right on through and no problem, work out nice.
Yeah, it's been a long coming.
Yeah, you familiar with that one? We've probably cleaned up a few over there.
Yep,
don't you?
yep.
Yeah, and, yeah, it's a tough spot. And you know, what we find too is, when we look at the accidents, sadly enough, and well, Ralph can probably attest to this, sadly enough, a lot of times it tends to be a teenager in Taylor May with very little experience, and they pull out and they get creamed.
Yep.
So, that's always sad.
And it's unfortunate, 'cause you have to have so many accidents to finally do something, yeah.
Well, to some degree, I mean, the
Yeah.
reality is, like I said, it does meet the site distance requirements, but if people on Munn Road are speeding,
It does.
it-
It's too late.
Right,
Yep.
you don't, that minimum required site distance to stop isn't big enough.
No.
Because they're already breaking the law, so it makes it difficult, so, you know, so we made the decision that we needed to add this on to 2014
Nice.
projects and take care of it. Oh, as we go down, let's see.
Chester.
Yeah, and Heath Road, these next two are both wooden box structure bridges north of Mulberry on the gravel section. Well, there's kind of a chip seal on it now, but those two are not on your map because right now we don't have enough funding to do them in 14, so they're scheduled for 15. But we're going to get going on the design and so forth. If funding does open up, if our bids come in low and you know things go well and all the environmentals in place, we may put them into 14. But at this point, we do not have the funding to do it 14. They're scheduled for 15. So those are on your list. They're pretty straightforward though. They're just wooden boxes that they're at their life and they're
So
ready.
you replace them with a cement then?
Yeah, there'll be a concrete precast most likely on those. It's not designed yet, but most likely that'll be the most efficient structure for it. And then Schneider Road Bridge, the township, you can see down here in Bainbridge, all the way down that little dot down there. It's almost to the county line by Crackle.
Yeah.
Bainbridge Township is gonna reconstruct about a half mile from Crackle. We're gonna head north a half mile and do that, and this particular structure is in those limits, and it's our responsibility. So to help facilitate their project, we went ahead and added it into our 2014 program to do this, and it was getting to the point where we needed to anyhow. It probably wouldn't have been in 14 for us, probably closer to 16, but to help them achieve their goal, we put it in there. And I believe I have an old agenda, so we got 2 more on here. What do you guys think?
You have a
That's
change
done there?
order.
Well, yeah, I do have that.
Yeah,
That's, I guess what I thought,
if I can get it out of here, I got another one.
Oh, and here's an
You
update.
have
Clay Street, Sherman Road, and Wooden Road.
And I'll give you back to them. Well, thanks.
You can have it, I do.
I have some notes you don't want to do.
I don't have that.
Okay, so we had Schneider, okay, yeah,
Snyder,
Clay Street.
Clay, yeah,
Yeah,
Clay's gonna-
Clay Street,
That's,
you'll see out here, it's marked over there, it's in Huntsburg Township.
okay.
There's a somewhat similar issue over there at that intersection, if you're familiar with it. The grades coming in there are tough, the sight distance is pretty bad. If we had higher traffic volumes, we would probably have some serious issues over there, but right now, it's not terrible, so we're gonna try to take care of it here before it is an issue. We were also hoping to pave that section of Clay Street, but once again, our funding won't allow it. So we'll take care of that intersection this year, and then we plan in 15 to pave that section of Clay.
Cause it's not paved now, right?
It is paved.
It is paved,
Yeah,
okay.
the township, about 10 years ago, cement stabilized and
Okay.
paved it.
Clay and what, the intersection with what?
Pioneer.
Pioneer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's Sherman.
Let me ask you a question about an intersection like that,
Mhm.
or this other one that are dangerous. Are those 2-way stop, or are they 4-way stop?
Taylor, May, and Munn is a 2-way stop.
Okay.
Clay and Pioneer is a 4-way stop, but it's probably not warranted. Is it 2? Yeah.
It's 2.
Oh, that's right,
Pioneer
they stop
actually
the
has
other
the
way.
road.
I'm
Clay
sorry.
is through?
Yeah,
Pioneer
forgive me,
stops?
it is. It is a 2-way
Clay
stop,
stops.
but Clay Street stops.
Clay Street's, okay.
The higher jurisdiction road is not supposed to yield to the lower jurisdiction, and Clay Street being a county road should not.
That's what I assumed.
So,
yeah.
so to fix that, you know, we're worried about the intersection. If we flip-flop that, if we deem it necessary, which it should be, we are not comfortable with the current configuration. to-
Yeah, I agree,
to
100%.
flip-flop it. So, so yeah, that's a problem, yeah. I appreciate that too, yeah. Seeing the problem down there.
Sherman.
Then we have Sherman Road Bridge. This is another one that was on our 5-year list, and the township is actually looking to do some work in that section of Sherman. So to help facilitate their project, we'll take care of that about a year or 2 earlier than we had planned on, but much needed project, so we'll place that bridge down there. Almost down to Heath in Munson Township. You see that round dot?
Mhm.
You got- Yeah, it's the bridge there needs some work. That pretty much
Well,
concludes our, all the convenience and necessities that we're asking you to sign for us today, so we approve of design.
okay, so
on
we'll
these
go
and so forth.
through that with a motion, and we'll, if you agreed those, all of those. And then you could do your change orders.
Yes, exactly.
County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 13218 to include various sections of county roads by applying pavement markings year 2014. County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 13219 to improve sections C through E of Geauga Street. Is that Chardon, CH? Is that Chardon Road?
County Highway.
County Highway.
Yes.
46 in Troy Township. County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 13220 to improve the intersection of Munn Road, County Highway 32, with Taylor May Road,
Township Road.
Township Road, 186 in Auburn Township. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 13221 to reconstruct the Heath Road Bridge, structure number 105-5.02 over Martin Creek in Chester Township. County engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 13-222 to reconstruct the Heath Road Bridge, structure number 105-5.20 over Harris Creek in Chester Township. County engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 13-223 to reconstruct the Snyder Road Bridge, structure number 192-0.33 over the Aurora branch of the Chagrin River in Bay Bridge Township. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 13-227 to improve sections A and B of Clay Street, County Highway 37 in Huntsburg Township. County engineer's office requesting the board approve and execute resolution 13-228 to reconstruct the Sherman Road Bridge, structure number 97-5.02 in Munson Township.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And Commissioner Smeedy.
Aye, motion's all stand approved. Next item.
Next item is a change order number 1 and final for the closing for the Wooden Road project that we did this year. It does decrease the contract by almost $21,000. We'll final it out. Next year we will be, you can see it's on your plan, we will resurface that all of Wooden Road. Now we'll get it surfaced. But this in particular project is closed out, and so we just final out that contract.
County engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1 and final, decreasing the contract with Posting Construction Company Incorporated for the reconstruction of a portion of Wooden Road, County Highway 25, Section A and B, in Chardon and Hampden Townships in the amount of $20,953.02.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Before I vote, I just want to say, Joe, I've been watching your, through the year here, just kind of being involved with this commissioner's position, and I have to say you do have a good grasp of what I can tell, and it's nice that you constantly watch a lot of this stuff as far as these deductions and reductions go, so it's, I appreciate it.
I appreciate that, and it's, I think that speaks to the people I have on my staff too. And
Yeah.
We're out there on these jobs all the
Yeah.
time and making sure we get the product we paid for and try
Yeah.
to keep it under budget. It's not always possible. We try desperately hard to do
Good
it.
job.
Thank
Yeah, you do a great job, and I appreciate that, thank you. So,
And Commissioner Smeedy.
Aye, motion stands approved. We have a few things here to sign, so if you
Okay.
want, just start signing before we go
Thank
on
you.
to the next
Thank you.
thing.
Thanks, Joe.
Want a stamp? No stamp.
No stamp.
It's got such a legible signature, it doesn't degrade the quality.
I'm gonna have to
You learned to write-
downgrade my
you learned to
signature.
sign fast.
So it just looks like a line.
Yeah, pretty much.
Susan?
Yeah.
And the library, we have a few things here yet to sign.
You got it.
Why do you, Susan?
Step outside.
Yeah. Morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm doing well.
Good, good.
Fun.
Okay. All right.
I'd like a few minutes here.
You can start.
Okay. Would you like to, this is an appointment. Would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, when the legislation changed the law library 4 years ago now, they gave the commissioners 2 appointments to the law library, County Law Library Resources Board. You originally appointed, the commissioners originally appointed Jan Blair, who's still on for another year, and Carol Varga, who served 4 years and was absolutely wonderful. She did a great job. She told me that she didn't want to stay on. She's in full retirement. It wasn't anything against the board.
Yeah.
But she did recommend Holly Manning Lynn to replace her at the Berkeley Public Library. And I like the idea of having somebody from the public library on my board, just for the relations, since I'm so specialized. It's great to have the knowledge of somebody who's more general. And she was interested, and she served on the
That's a big
consortium
thing,
board.
huh?
I didn't have to bribe her. She served on the consortium board for SpeakNet. And we're facing a consortium issue right now, trying to get the statewide consortium to do more for us. And I think she would be a great asset in negotiating with them.
Okay, is there any questions? Okay, would you like to read that?
The Law Library and Resources Board is requesting the board appoint Holly Manning Lynn to the County Law Library Resources Board for a 5-year term, beginning January 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2018.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye, motion says approved.
Thank
Good
you.
to go. Thank you, Susan.
So much easier when you're not asking for money.
Thanks for the big board.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
was
for
easy.
calling me,
Hit the
Dave.
easy button.
That
was easy. That was easy.
Miss Rita, Miss Transit Director.
I'll let you hit that button after me, you know, that-
Morning.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, really. This is actually just the formality, the contract that goes along with the grant that I brought to session in August. We knew our allocation ahead of time, so when I came to the board in August, you know, I let you know then what the grant was for. The only thing we did not know in August was the capital portion, which, and the projects. So the capital portion is, the federal share is $304,000. There is no state share. So, the 20% comes from our own, you know, internal, local funds. It's not, no general fund contribution there. And it's just to replace 3 vehicles, as we've been doing, to finish the security cameras and the other 15 buses. We have them in 2. We did a pilot this year, and actually used the footage this morning because we had someone hit a gutter, so we
Someone had to do what?
someone hit a gutter on a barn
Oh.
yesterday, backed into a barn gutter, the
Yeah.
gutter. And so we actually watched, she happened to be in one of the vehicles that had a camera in it, so it was kinda interesting to see how
that happened,
and what
huh?
led up to it.
Yeah.
You know, what happened beforehand, so, the driver supervisor was standing there saying the whole time, please look right, and she didn't look right. So now we have some training to do, and, you know, we can show the video, so it's kind of a good thing. And then we are putting an additional lift in the garage. Our mechanic finds that if he's got a bus on the lift that is a big job, and he could squeeze some PMs in between preventative maintenance jobs, it's kind of nice, it would be nice to have that extra lift
So that was part of our capital ask for next year as well. And then the capitalized maintenance portion, that covers the cost of the mechanic, a portion of the operations manager, our service worker. You know, they separated that money out a couple of years ago. So it's their salary, benefits, the parts, stuff like that to maintain the vehicles. So,
This is extra.
I'm sorry, I was signing my
Oh, it's okay.
name when you started. All of the vehicles will have security cameras?
yes, each vehicle will have
Now they're
3
inside
cameras.
and outside, or?
We have one pointing out the front window, so we
Okay.
can see stuff ahead, one at the door
Mhm.
where the clients get on, and one in the back facing forward, all
Okay.
the way in the back of the vehicle. So, and we can catch the wheelchair lift, that operation as well from that back camera. So,
And there's no backup camera on
No,
any of them
no, we don't.
at this time?
no, we don't, no. And then I always like to add, the general fund contribution has remained the same. It's $53,045, that's for operating. And our cost allocation next year is 52,000 something that we'll be paying back to the general fund. So
Yeah.
it's about $600 in the end.
$600 total.
Yeah, $600 total in the
Thank
end.
you.
So,
Thank you, we like them.
so,
Would you like to read that out?
The Transit Department is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the Ohio Department of Transportation, ODOT, Rural Transit Program 2014 grant contract between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and the State of Ohio Department of Transportation, Rural Operating Contract Number 101-RTPX-14-0100 for the period January 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2014, in the amount of $1,178,641, $618,232 federal operating funds, $171,105 state operating funds, and $389,304 capitalized maintenance funds and capital projects.
So moved?
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Smith?
Aye. Motion stands approved.
and I'm on
Thank
vacation
you.
next week, so Merry Christmas.
Yeah, have a
It's
nice
just
holiday.
Going
somewhere
You
warm?
safe?
Yeah, my house.
Oh,
I have lots of work to do at
Well,
home.
yeah.
Be safe.
Yeah. All right. We have the next 3 resolutions are honoring Eagle Scouts. Resolution 13224 is honoring Brain, that's Brian, right?
Brian.
Brain Coble. And the next one is 13225 is honoring Nicholas Ellswick. And the third one is honoring, resolution 13226, honoring Nathaniel Hall, all of rank of Eagle Scout, and I need a motion for those.
On the first one, where there's a
Brain?
misspell, on the misspelling, I mean, I don't know if the resolution has been,
Yes, right.
it's right
Just on
on
the
the
agenda.
resolution.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
looking at it.
Okay, it's really,
Brain is good, but.
it's bad form to send them a resolution that's not spelled properly. So move.
I get one mistake, right?
Yeah, that's it.
A
Okay,
year.
that was it?
Well, it doesn't matter here. It doesn't matter here. It's just if the guy puts it on his wall and people want to know, who the heck is that?
Commissioner Stein.
Aye.
Your toast is burnt, Debbie.
Do I need to read those at all?
Yeah, yeah, well, no, you just read the the motion, the second, and each
Okay,
commissioner.
so Commissioner Rea,
I moved.
Second?
He seconded. I vote aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier, and Commissioner Smeedy.
Aye, motions stand approved, because
Thank
I
you.
went through them all. Okay, here you go. I think there's one underneath here, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be signed, but it's signed. All right, those 3 are good. Okay, now we have our wellness expert, Ms. Kathy Hostetler.
How is everyone?
Good, good.
Right.
Good, good.
We're feeling well, thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, we are fortunate again this year that the SEPCO Board of Directors has decided to give grant dollars towards wellness to all the counties that are involved in the consortium. just wanted to reiterate that the Board of Directors is comprised of 10 county commissioners, 1 human resource professional, and 1 county administrator. So we're hoping that they're all making the right decisions. I think they certainly are. This year, we've been awarded $12,840 for very specific guidelines, as I had given to you earlier, as far as what we're allowed to use the money for. Now, this year, or this past year, we bought 6 AED, I can never say this word, defibrillator units. And yeah, I just talked with Leslie Harris today from the American Red Cross. We did get those units through her. She will be coming out and doing training to 6 departments that are going to be getting these units. And she said, I just have to tell you, I'm going to send you a video. Morrison Products in Cleveland had purchased an AED unit and just saved somebody's life there. Just within the last week, there's a video clip about that. So I think that with our wellness dollars, we are certainly not spending them on balloons and pencils. We're buying substantial things that will impact people's lives. Doing educational programs, our Health and Wellness Expo is a big hit, and people are still doing origami commissioners meeting.
They are?
Yeah, I mean, as a stress relieving exercise. And so I think we're making a difference. I think that our premiums surely have shown that. We've been in single digits for the last 3 years, and I think our only double digit since we've been with SEPCO was in 2010. We had a 14% increase. Since then, it's all been single digits and
And a negative.
and one in the negative. That was the best year. That was the most fabulous year. Yeah, so this year.
Where did those 6 units go to?
That's what I was just gonna ask.
Okay, well, one is actually going to be here in the commissioner's office. One in the engineer. We're not sure, Frank, if we're going to do that in the garage or actually here. I think it was going to go in the garage. JFS is getting a unit. Hello, my brain is blank. The courts are.
Department of Aging?
Department of Aging is not.
County home?
What you'd think.
County home, the annex, and the courts. Those are the 6 units. So, and everyone will be trained, as far as the directors, whoever they think should be trained, will be trained. The Wellness Committee wants to ensure that people know that the units are available. You know, we don't want to just put them out there and then, you know, we want people to realize that they're there, and those who want to be trained can be trained. And we're also planning to, you know, go forward with our Health and Wellness Expo again, focusing a lot on nutrition. We gave out Eat Right for Life books last year at our expo, and I'm still hearing people who say that it's changed their lives. So that's always good feedback. And the other interesting thing that's happening with SEPCO is they've put out an RFP for a third party to come in and come out to the counties and do screenings, biometric screenings. This would all, of course, be totally HIPAA protected. The county does not see any of the results, but the employees would be able to get these screenings and then get health coaching if they're having issues to help them, you know, maybe make healthier lifestyle choices and get those numbers where they need to be. I think that that's
Are
the
those
only.
blood tests?
It's a total like blood workup. And not just a finger prick, it's a little more involved. And then that third party is collecting that information. And this is, you know, SEPCO is initiating this, and it's going to be offered, we think, they should be making a decision of who the vendor's going to be mid-year and then have it in place for 2015. But I think that's the only piece that we're really missing. The Wellness Committee had a really great session yesterday. And I think, you know, getting people to their doctor has been our probably single most important thing that we've done in the county. We have 95% of our employees visiting their doctors for their annual visit. That means, you know, you're saying we're offering this service. It's a preventative annual physical, so your health insurance is paying. If there's anything that's happening with you, you're catching it early because you're building that relationship with your doctor. The piece that's missing, though, in my opinion, is that health coaching part. Okay, you go to the doctor and don't get really a good reading, or there's some issues. Are you going to go back? Are you going to follow up? You know, maybe with health coaching, someone helping you make those healthier choices might be the piece that we're looking for to continue on the wellness journey.
Do you know the date of this, the fair, whatever that you're
May
talking?
8th.
May 8th?
It's always the first Thursday. It's always the Thursday of Public Employee Recognition Week, and Public Employee Recognition Week is always the first full week of May.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, if there's no other questions, I'd ask Debbie to read the motion here.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board acknowledge this submission by County Wellness Contact Kathy Hustler of the County Employee Benefits Consortium of Ohio, SEPCO, 2014 Wellness Grant application in the amount of $12,840 for programs and $4,000 for administrative costs and training.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Thanks very much, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one's on the Xerox. Maybe
Yeah,
David,
I'll
you'd like to
explain that.
explain
And
that.
this has been like a 6-month odyssey of looking at different machines. We're only talking $4,975 acquisition of a color multifunction
This is just for-
device that prints at 25 pages a minute. It's, you know, it's a network printer. We're actually replacing a color printer we had that gave us good service for 7 years and died. But this one will also be a copier and a scanner. It's also coming along with some special software that will allow us to take, if we receive a printed spreadsheet from someone, an outside agency, or we have a document that's only in printed format we get from another county agency, we can scan that in the system, and the software we're getting will convert that to Excel, and then we can go in there. So remember, we were looking at it's information you wanted, it was only in printed format, you wanted to sort it a different way, and we had no way of doing it. This will do that. Or if Debbie gets something, or Christie gets something in that's a document from the outside that has to be modified to be ready to be executed, and it's just in a hard copy Word format, you can scan it into Word and pull it up and edit it without it being a bunch of gibberish, which is what you had before with scanning. So the software is part of the value, but the machine itself will be good. So this is an action requesting the board authorize the president of the board to execute the sales order, which accepts the proposal, as well as the maintenance agreement, which is for all the toner and all the maintenance, if necessary, on this machine. The cost per copy for black is .007 cents, so 0.7 cents per copy for black impressions, and 6.5 cents a copy for color impressions. So it's, on both those cases, it's a little less expensive than the existing machine we have up in the front office here. This one will be located in our file room. So it took this long because we were looking at different alternatives, different software, and once we did that, we got down to a vendor we wanted to work with. We had to take their boilerplate sales order maintenance agreement that had a lot of things in there that protect the vendor, and with Laura's assistance, now we have something that protects us as well.
And then what will we do with the other machine?
Well, the machine that it's actually replacing was a color copy that broke.
Oh, I see
So
what you're saying.
we're getting something that has more functionality, but it'll be a lower cost of operation. See, if you go buy a color copier, now you're paying for toner, and that's a lot more expensive in my experience than if you get a machine with a maintenance agreement where it's a fixed cost per copy. So it'll be a lower cost going forward to do, when like Kathy has to run off some things that have to be colored, it'll be less expensive for her to print it there. She can do it up front as well, but then you're putting a lot of work on one copier. Now we're spreading over 2 devices.
So the old one, are you just gonna, are they taking it back?
No, the old printer broke, it died.
Yeah, so we just throw it in the rubbish.
That was, yeah, it was nothing to be.
And then Dave, this is for how long, $49.75?
That's a purchase, we're buying, we don't lease.
But as far as them supplying the ink and stuff for that price?
I think it's a 5-year lock-in on the deal for that price.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah,
So then we'll pay the $49.75 and then we just pay the 00 cents per copy?
and just on copies we use, there's no minimum. Yeah, so it's 00, they have a meter for black and they have a meter for color. And you do a monthly report how many copies, and we get a little bill. It's, with the machine we have up front, it's not a lot more.
Yeah.
So, and they maintain it.
And they maintain it. And these
Right.
things typically, they'll try and sell you a new one. I've always thought, you don't go buy a new one until they want to jack up the maintenance on it, or there's some function you don't have. So these things typically, the 2 we've had, I think for 5 or 6 years or maybe more. And
Yeah.
we'll just run them until
They die.
and they die, or they come back and say, well, we're gonna have to jack up your maintenance costs because we can't afford to maintain this anymore. But thus far, we've had good service on the ones we have.
And then about almost 6.5 cents for color.
For color.
And internally, then how will we regulate that as far as if there's, you know,
We have a code on the existing machine that, you know, it would prevent, say someone was in the building, you know, there's not a lot of access to this building after all our hours by the cleaning staff or whatever. We have a code in there, so if you're generating color output, you're either doing it by printing from a computer that has a login, or if you're making a copy, you have to put the code in before it lets you make a color copy.
So then you.
so if we
track
had
them.
1,000 color copies all of a sudden show up, we would know where that came from.
Well, we
We'd be
would,
able to establish.
well, we don't have, I think we could put user codes on there. We haven't done that with this one, where if you have a machine where multiple departments are using it, like our postage
I
machine.
guess my only reason I'm saying that is I know that there was a city or a township that all of a sudden had like 2,000 copies or something that
Right.
came up, and you know, they don't know what exactly it was utilized for. They think
Right.
they know, but they don't know for sure.
Right,
But all of a sudden, it's like, I don't wanna be in a situation where all of a sudden, we get put in a position of question, you know, what.
Where
you
did it
know,
go?
Where did it go? And
I mean, we don't have, I think we could put that feature in the existing one and put on this one, where you could have like departmental accounting, where you have
Okay.
to put in a code, and now,
Yeah, and then you know who
then
that
you're
code is,
responsible, so
yeah.
we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I understand what Ralph's saying, but have we, I mean, remember, I'm new, have there ever been any abuses?
Not here,
Not here.
no, not
That-
here.
But,
that
you
I
know,
know
there's
of.
always-
Time I-
Yeah, it can happen, I just, I'm just curious that, you know, there's only, what, 7 employees in this
Right.
office or something like that?
Yeah.
So 1 to 7, everybody gets
But
a
but there was
number.
a scenario where there was even less than that in a certain location, and I
Yeah.
think that there was a question that political literature was being
Right.
created.
Oh, yeah, that's a
And,
definite,
and a color copy, I mean, that's violation of law plus
Right,
Yeah.
60, you know, 0.65 cents.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
not paying for it, it's
Right.
just that.
right, no, you're right.
Absolutely.
And probably the code should be known only to that person, because someone
Right.
well, if
could
we put an
right-
accounting code, we
someone
will
could
do that,
just
like a
use-
password.
Uh-huh.
It's like a password,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I trust you
Okay.
guys.
yeah.
You've been putting everything out on my code.
All right, would you like to read that motion?
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board authorize the President of the Board to execute a sales order and annual maintenance agreement with ComDoc Incorporated for the purchase of the Xerox XER B2C W225P color multifunction device with e-copy sharp scan software in the amount of $4,975 with a maintenance and supplies cost of .007 cents per copy for black impressions and .065 for color impressions.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweet?
Aye, motion's approved. All right, the next item is to appoint Laura Jansen to the Developmental Disabilities Board for a 4-year term beginning January 1, 2014 through December 31, 2017.
I think, you were all emailed the background, and I
Yes.
called Don, and he wasn't able to make it today,
Yes.
so I didn't know, she, Debbie's got the background if you have
I
any
saw it
questions.
already.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay.
Okay. So do I have a motion?
Oh, so moved. I didn't know. she was
Second.
gonna read.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board appoint Laura Jansen to the Developmental Disabilities Board for a 4-year term beginning January 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2017.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweet?
Aye, motion stands approved. Water Resources, Doug, Director.
Morning, Doug.
Well, while we were at Winter Conference a couple weeks ago, we got 2 great emails. One on a Monday from CDBG that all the funds were set aside for
I
us.
saw that.
And then on Tuesday from USDA that all the closing got approved. So this is the official letter that we can move one step closer. So all the money is now locked in place, so now we have about a month that we can work on. We got another list, maybe 10 or 15 items here that we should be able to get done in a month or so. And then hopefully go ahead and bid the project out by the end of January, and then start construction in April or May. So, yeah, so that's what this is for, to keep the process in motion.
Were you gonna try and talk to that property owner to try and move it toward the center so it won't be a
Yeah, they actually, one of the trustees found a good friend of Mr. Sibley. And so Frank Cerna, who was here, the trustee that's been involved for the last 10 years,
Yeah.
he met with Sibley with that guy. And they came up with an alternative site. Problem
good.
is, it's in wetlands. So now we're gonna meet on Monday.
What a great place to
I
put
know.
a sewer.
So, but now that Bob's open to ideas, so
Yeah.
now he's got a good friend there.
Yeah,
We're gonna meet again on Monday, we're hoping for site number 4 with him. So if he
Well,
agrees on Monday,
it's
then we
worth
can try it,
pursuing that.
yeah. So, well, it's possible that we're gonna make it work.
Oh, great.
This is the site in Thompson that was in question, or
That's
is this
correct.
a different?
No, it's
But that the
correct.
young lady was in here?
Right, right,
Well,
yeah.
it would be away from her view.
It'd still be on that property, but it'd be
Right,
But it'd
shifted
be
on
more
far.
to
We
the
might
other
shift it
end,
towards the
so
middle
it
more.
wouldn't be so.
It's like
egregious.
120 acres or something he owns out there or
Yeah.
something, but it was right next to their property line,
Yeah.
right? The
Right. So
original.
So this would be great if we could get that to,
Right, yeah, the other end where they're gonna put it behind the church is all wetlands. So now we're gonna go back again, see if we can find a different location.
okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to read that, please?
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board authorize the president of the board to execute the U.S. Department of Agriculture closing instruction certification letter for the Thompson Township Sewer Project.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye, motion stands approved. Thank you for your effort on that.
No problem.
Because it really make a difference to those who live in that area. Okay, the next item, you have,
Yeah, this is for the union contract. It expires on December 31st, and we're currently working on negotiations, so we want the contract to continue beyond the negotiation deadline date, so that we can keep working on for
the
next year.
negotiations,
Correct.
okay. Would you read that, please?
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute an agreement to allow the contract with the employees of the Department of Water Resources and the CWA Local 4340, which has an expiration date of December 31st, 2013, to remain in effect until such time that a new contract is faithfully negotiated.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye, motion stands approved. And we have one more. Executive session,
This executive session to discuss the start of this negotiation
the
process.
collective bargaining. So do I have a motion to go into executive
wanna
session for
read
the
it?
purpose of collective bargaining?
Okay.
Just a second.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye, motion stands approved.
Will there be any action when we come back in?
No, because we're just starting negotiations.
Just starting.
We're just starting.